DJs BrewTube beer review. It's time to drink stout. That's what I like to do. It's probably my favorite style out there. You know, when I really want something that's going to satisfy my craving for a beer, I'm looking for a stout. So, where are we going to go to acquire a stout to feed the need today? We're going to go to Guinness Limited, also known as Diageo, out of St. James Gate, Dublin, Ireland. That's right. And what beer do we have from them today? We have their 200th Anniversary Export Stout. As the name suggests, this is an export stout. It's a limited serving, clocks at 6% ABV and between 30 and 65 IBUs. 4 hops in this beer. They use Goldings. That's it. That's what they say. We just use Goldings. And for maltiness, I'm not sure what malt they use, but I do know they use black patent malt because they mentioned that specifically. And that is an important fact that goes along with this beer. Why is it the 200th Anniversary Guinness Export Stout? Because it's 200 years since Guinness started exporting beer to the United States, and it's also the 200th anniversary of their use of black patent malt. I guess that's something to celebrate, because black patent malt is what Guinness is all about. So, you know what? You know, I love me some Guinness. I got really good, long, old beer memories of drinking Guinness all the way back when I was at the top of the Great Wall drinking a freaking Guinness. Hell yes. So, you know I'm down with it. Time to pop the top on it, get it in the glass here, and tell you what's up with the 200th Anniversary Export Stout from our friends at Guinness. Boom, big hiss off the top, successfully collectible crown. Let's get it in the glass. Hell yes. Yeah, it looks like a really dark brown color pouring out in the stream here. I'm going to pour it a little high here. We got plenty of room in that snifter. And I don't know how long that head's going to last anyway because it sounds a little bit fizzy. But let's take a gander at the appearance. In the glass here, it's black, but down the bottom you can see like some red glint. So maybe if I had a bigger glass, it might appear more ruby. However, in this glass, it appears black. We got a head of super tightly packed. It's kind of, it says medium khaki to dark khaki bubbles. Solid 2 fingers of them. When I swirl it, you know what? We're getting a little tiny bit of alcohol. Legs really faint up at the top. Sometimes you get that with a 6%er. And I'm suspecting we may get some glass lacing. I'm not sure. But that's a beautiful looking stout in the glass. It looks dark and lovely and enticing. But you know what? It's got to smell good too. So let's dive in for the aroma. Lots of chocolate. Some fruity berry type notes. I assume coming from the yeast. Man. Raisiny, figgy. Caramel. Coffee. Lots of dark sugar notes. But I get a big figgy sort of pruny aroma from it. Different. And then there's chocolate in there, dark chocolate, not really milk chocolate, and coffee. Not a hint of alcohol. Smells pretty freaking delicious to me. I'm ready to have some stout. Let's dive in. I guess since this is a Guinness, so don't you Yum. Got that signature Guinness tartness in there. If you didn't know, Guinness, one of the reasons that they take part of the beer and they ship it from Ireland is because they actually age some Guinness, a portion of it, in oak foeders that have our friend Brettanomyces in there, which gives a tart flavor. Then they pasteurize that beer to stop it from turning it into a big old tart beer, but it just adds that little bit of bite to counteract the sweetness. There's some earthy hop notes in there from the Goldings in there. After that, it's coming the chocolate and the coffee. Those fruity berry notes are in there. Totally hidden 6% alcohol. It's I'd say medium thin body. Guinness isn't a real heavy bodied beer. You can really crush it down fairly easy. Tasty. You see I'm holding onto the glass because I'm actually really liking drinking this beer. It's got a nice coffee aftertone, burnt brown sugar, and sort of maybe like molasses notes. That is a tasty, super crushable beer. It reminds me in some ways of like a smaller version of their Antwerpen Stout that's like an 8%er. It tastes kind of in some ways like a dialed down version of that. I do know that this recipe came from like old recipe books that they had, and they're kind of like diving back into that old archives of the brewery, which is cool because that's what you do for an anniversary. You see what's old and maybe bring it out into the new with some new tweaks here and there. But man, super tasty, super easy to drink. I think it's a really well-made beer. You know, I like it probably a little more than regular Guinness, which I like too. It's got a little bit more of like that dark roasty taste and a nice coffee aftertaste and a little bit more pronounced in that tartness in there. So that's what I've talked about with the flavor. Now we got to grade it. At time of recording, Beer Advocate is giving this a score of 4.03 out of 5. So I would say that's comfortably into their, I'd say A to A minus range, somewhere around that, depending upon what your consideration of an A is. And Untapped is giving this 3.8 caps, what I would say would be in their high B plus to kind of on verging on an A minus range. Let me take another taste of this. I'd say as far as export stouts go and Guinness goes, I prefer the regular Foreign Export Stout, which is a bigger beer. But this is tasty just the same. A tasty play on Guinness. I think I'm going to go high A minus. I'm going to go 92. I think it's really super drinkable. I would drink it again. You could drink 2 or 3 of these without having palate fatigue. Then at 6%, you're not going to get all crushed out either. So, I'm digging it. Have you had Guinness's 200th Anniversary Export Stout? If you have, let me know what you know, because I like to quid pro quo and back and forth. Oh, you know what's also really cool is when you think locally, drink locally, and support the craft beer movement. And it gets even more cool when you rate, comment, subscribe, especially if this is your first time with us, and when you get around to maybe thinking about it and saying, you know what, I gotta remember to smash that like button for DJ. Hell yes. So, to the next DJs BrewTube, I've got nothing but a hell of a bunch of Guinness 200th Anniversary Export Stout drinking love for you, and you know what's coming for you by now. That's right, a big ass peace out!